Well, it's good to see y'all again. I'm happy to report all the barrels are back on. All 18 barrels, all secured. They all fit back to the diverters pretty good. I'm waiting on my trailer. A friend has my trailer right now. He's got it in use. I was supposed to get it back today. But that doesn't look like it's going to happen today. So while I was down here doing work, I tied up my cables for the engine, except for the battery cable. I still got to run the battery cables. I actually got to change the battery cables and extend them. I've got this wire I picked up a while back, 15 feet of it. This has become my new battery cable. So I guess I could make the battery cable today. I've got to tighten my steering cables, which I can't do right now. I've got to loosen the clamp, pull the slack on both sides to tension my steering cables. I did organize my throttle cables, control box cables, and they're all tied into the barrel straps. I did re-secure these straps better. It turned out I never finished the straps. That's why these straps kept coming loose on me. I only had one screw per side for the last 4 straps. So, because I had a problem where my rear diverter popped out the lip. Well, that was because this barrel was moving, these last 2 barrels. But everything's secure now. It's all re-secured. 3 screws per strap, with the exception of these right here. I have 2 down here, 2 up here. Same thing on the front one. That's what I got going on. So I got to tension my steering cable. Steering works, but there's a lot of slop in it. So I'm gonna figure out a way to tension it with one arm. My left arm currently I have no strength. But it's got to get done, because when I get my trailer, this is going in the water. I'm expecting, the last time I had it in the water, before I built the interior, I think I had a 9.5 inch draft on the rear and about an 8 inch draft on the front. I've added 500 to 700 pounds of interior. My max draft is going to be 11.5 inches. That's the maximum draft to get the barrel halfway submerged, because it's like a 23.5 inch diameter. So if I exceed the 11.5 inch draft, once you exceed halfway capacity of the barrel, I mean, you can go a little more, but I guess once you get 3/4 capacity of the barrel, you start losing stability, because the barrel gets narrower because it's round. So as the water level increases, your overall width gets narrower. I think fully loaded with people, water, fuel, generator, I think I'm going to be close to that max draft of 11 inches. I initially estimated this would be 3,000 to 3,200 pounds. That was before I built the interior. To get down to half capacity is 4,000 pounds. 18 barrels can hold 4,000 pounds at halfway submerged. I guess I'm going to find out in a few days where my draft is at. I'm hoping to be in the 10 inch range. Would be nice. 10 inch draft. Now I'll see if I need to shift some weight around. I may have to change my water cabinet for my water storage. I may have to try to shift some weight. If I need more weight on the bow, then I'm going to install a water tank on the bow with a bench over it. Hide the water tank. I haven't done any interior work. For those of you that follow along, this is the water cabinet. My water storage is going to be some 6-gallon jugs. I have 3 or 4 of them. I still need to do some work in the bathroom. I got to do trim for the shower. Nothing changed on this project from a month ago. I still need to make my trim pieces. Trim it out all the way around. Finish trimming the bathroom, the edges. And then I can install my shower curtain. Once I install my shower faucet, figure out where I'm going to put that at, I can do the plumbing, and then I can sheet this wall and finish staining, and this wall will be complete. And then it's a matter of door trim, front and rear. I've got to do my receptacle covers. Got to hide my mess up right there. The rest of the trimming is all done. I need to sheet that door and decide what kind of wood I'm going to put to cover that door. But this is all things that can be done after it's in the water. That's not going to add much more weight to what I have. And my batteries, I need to add one more battery here for my starting battery. And my 2 house batteries. I need to put a powered vent fan to draft any fumes out of this cabinet, out the rear. I need to run my battery wires to this cabinet. So that's what I got going on. Nothing changed on this. I still have running powered 12 volt running water. My toothbrush, I slept in here a couple weeks ago. I never picked up my toothbrush. But, yeah, she's doing good. I can't wait to get it on a trailer, tow it down the highway, see how much flex I have, see if my panel gaps change, what moves, what doesn't move. But I built it pretty strong, and the closed cell foam that's in these walls and the ceiling has a lot of racking strength. So that was the purpose of that, was, racking for going on the highway. Because this is a trailerable houseboat, half-ton towable. It's going to be used as a camper. And when I want to go play in the water, I just find a boat launch. That was the purpose of this build and why I built it the way I did. So all my electrical's been done. I have an entire 12 volt system. The only thing that's 120 volt is this light, the 6,000 BTU air conditioner, and my battery charger. And I do have a water heater, inline water heater, which doesn't, it warms the water is what it does. Besides that, everything's 12 volts. 12 volt water pump, 12 volt TV, 12 volt chart plotter, full 12 volt navigation and outdoor lighting and interior lighting, as well as 12 volt. And this is night light on it. But, can't wait to get out in the water. I've done enough talking about this boat. Some of y'all been with me for about a year. About a year ago I started this project. So it took me a year building from scratch. I'm almost to the point. I wanted to have this thing ready in the water at this stage at the end of June. Well, that didn't happen. Got busy, a lot of side jobs and a lot of work. And then I wound up having my surgery a month ago. So not much has been getting done on here. I was supposed to have a dock job, but it kind of fell through. The guy canceled. He wants to go with a stationary dock instead of a floating dock. So I don't have a dock job to build because I was supposed to start on it next week. That's not happening now. So anyway, I'm gonna get this on a trailer. We're gonna go test it out, see what she does. Might make a little adventure. A little frog hiding there. Might use this for a couple weeks, and then it'll come back on the trailer. I've got to do sanding, touch up my paint, and I've got some boards to put across the top. It's gonna hide my canvas, poor man's fiberglass gap all the way across. Got to put that on, and then like I said, just in little minor things like take care of all the trim work, and I got to do some work on the rear deck. I was gonna extend this longer, but that'll come at a later point. I'm gonna make a false cover that'll go up to about right here. Get rid of some of this hole, because when you step out that door, you're very close to this hole, and I can see myself on a drunk night. I'll be going in that hole. I've already stepped in it one time. It wasn't nice. And oh, poor man's fiberglass, the performance of it. This has been out. I'm about to go back in my videos. That was a cutout for the air conditioner. It's been out in the weather. I actually had it on the ground underneath here. It got rain on quite a few times. I have to go back on my video and the date to see when I installed the air conditioner, which I still need to make a better drain, as you can see. Got a little piece of wood taped on there, a deflector, so the water hits the barrel so I can get over the handrail instead of piling up on the deck. I need to make like a galvanized gutter. That's gonna happen. Yeah, but performance of the poor man's fiberglass. This has been out in the weather, outdoors. I did try to peel it up here. This stuff is bonded so well. I mean, my left hand's weak, but even my right. It's very hard to pull off. And this is just regular interior grade plywood. And, the poor man's fiberglass works great. If you don't know what poor man's fiberglass is, look it up. It's fairly lightweight compared to regular fiberglass, and it's a lot cheaper. And once you glue the canvas to the wood, You come back with multiple layers of paint. It performs it performs as a waterproof shell. Water doesn't penetrate. I left it rough. Some people sand it. I left it rough. And this was my first time doing poor man's fiberglass, and I was very happy with the result. But I tell you, it was a lot of work to poor man's fiberglass at 8x12 cabin, all four sides and a roof. It was very difficult for me, one person, and I do have disability. But I got it done. If I were to do it again, I would get some people to help me. It did seal, the glue sealed on pretty tight, because you can see the grains in the plywood. When the sun hits it just right, you can see all the grains and the knots in the plywood through the canvas. It could probably use another coat of paint, but I've already got 7 coats of paint on here, and I think it was 5 or 6 gallons of paint. And man, that's just a lot of weight piling up, so I left it there. It could use another coat, but I just left it. You know, I'm tired of putting weight on here. I do have a shore power hookup. I plan on putting a generator back here. I'm gonna run the exhaust above the roof whenever I get said generator. A 2,000 watt generator will run all my 120 volt needs in here. Get cheap on fuel. My fuel tank, I'm undecided what side the fuel tank's gonna go on. It's only a 3 gallon, but I have a 12 available. It all depends how my balance is when I get in the water. Most time I'll be solo, so my 190 pounds are gonna be on this side, and I've also got my 3 batteries on this side. So I think with the generator and fuel tank, it may wind up on this side. But then again, my water tanks are also on this side. So I'm really have to see the layout once it's in the water. My deck needs another coat in paint. My paint's starting to fade. You can see cracks in my plywood. And I actually have a section of veneer over here. It has a flaw in it. This is a Rocco plywood. It's been on this deck for a year out in the weather, but it is painted, but it has been out in the weather. My rear deck has a curve in it, and it holds water, so that's why I cut a shower drain. I need to finish installing, so I quit holding water. But yeah, that's where I stand. Hopefully we're gonna be in the water soon, in the next couple of days, and I'm gonna post the results, whether good or bad, whether it's too heavy. Without a doubt, it is not gonna sink. Even if the barrels wasn't on it. This is wood and foam. It's all gonna float. It may not float the way you want it, but it's gonna float. It's not. This vessel's not gonna sink. But the 18 barrels are all nice, tight, and secure. They're even tighter than they were before. So I shouldn't have any problems. But like I said, I'll post my results. I'm expecting a 10-inch draft, 11 max. You know, this is only a 2-person boat. I'm hoping I can hold 4 people, but realistically, I can only sleep 2 people comfortably. Yeah, if this one doesn't work out well enough, my next option is to build a bigger one, which means I would have to sell this one to fund a bigger one. Whenever I'm done with it, which you never really done with a boat project, I'll let y'all guys know what I have invested in it. Right now, I'm close to the $9,000 mark. Everything's brand new except for the windows, doors, and the motor. All the lumber's new. Even the barrels were new. I saved a lot of money by getting free used camper windows and a rear door. That saved me a lot of money, because these windows are about $250 a piece, starting at $250 a piece for camper windows. I've got, I believe, 8 of them in there. So that's a big expense I didn't have to do. I do thank y'all for viewing, tuning in. And, hopefully I'll see y'all out in the water soon. I don't think I'm gonna do another video on the boat until after it's in the water, which will be a couple days. So my content's been slow lately. I've been trying to do a few YouTube shorts to fill in, you know, just to keep the channel going, keep people interested. But I'll see you on that next video. Thank y'all for viewing.